My grandmother, she said she always prayed for me every day, which was funny because the only words I ever heard her pray were, "Lord, give me strength," which sounded more like a prayer for herself, if you ask me. One time, I made a mistake of pointing that out. I got slapped into next Tuesday for my sassy mouth. Trouble is, my sassy mouth ran a whole lot faster than my good sense. Here it is. Here's my mama, my daddy, and me. Whenever we all used to live together, I used to twirl her hair around my finger. It was so soft and silky, like the edge of a satin blanket. Mama didn't like it, though. She'd spend all day getting it to look just right, and I would mess it up. One time, Mama and Daddy got into a fight because Mama smacked my hand. It was all my fault, and I felt really bad about it. I promised myself that whenever we lived together again, I would do everything I could not to cause a fight. I remember the last time that I saw Mama. Mimi said I was too young to remember, and she was wrong, wrong, wrong. I believe my mom was going to be famous. That's why I'm headed to Nashville to see her. Trouble is, I don't know how to get to Nashville, or even what direction I'm headed in. You, as parents, you lead the way of our young people. If you lie and cheat, they will follow. If you cut corners, they will too. And if you laugh at racial and gender jokes, then the next generation will do the same. But as two people can come together, we can see if they come together from different backgrounds, that's just one small victory. Whistling Past the Graveyard by Sarah Cardell. This really nice colored lady, she pulled up to me. She smiled. She seemed real nice. "Oh, honey, what are you doing out here all alone?" "I'm going to Nashville." "Nashville? That's a long, long way. Who's supposed to be taking care of you?" "My mama." Then I realized that she may not believe this lie. So I dug deeper. "Well, I gave my bus ticket to a grandma who had a sick grandkid. He was about to die. I can hitchhike from here." Just then there was a sound. It sounded like a hiccup in the passenger seat of the car. I looked in. It was a baby. A red-faced, wrinkly, white baby. Him there, that's James, and I'm Eula.
"I'm Starla. So, are you the maid?"
"Oh no, I'm just a Christian woman. Do you need a ride?"
"Really? That'd be great. Thanks."
Miss Eula took me a whole lot farther than I ever expected. I guess we were headed in the right direction since she knew that I wanted to go to Nashville. For the night, we stopped off at her house. It was set up on concrete supports. The roof, it sagged a little, and all the paint was mostly peeled off. But it had a tidy look about it. Like someone cared, but they didn't have enough money. And there was a man sitting on the porch. "Eula, what you been doing? I know it don't take all day to deliver them pies." "And what do you think you're doing with a white girl?" Just then, baby James let out a squeal like I was pulling off his arm or something. "And you stole a white baby?"
She didn't really steal him. She's just looking after him.
Who is you?
I'm Starla.
Mammy always said you had to stand your ground from colored folk. You get them kids inside that house right now.
Miss Eula took us back to this room. It was a lot smaller than the room I had in my own house. There was a lot of baby stuff, but I didn't see no baby. I meant to ask Miss Eula, but she left the room before I had the chance. She locked the door. I didn't know if it was to keep me and James in or Wallace out. Whenever she returned, I tried explaining, "Thank you very much for everything you've done for me, but I should really get going. My mom's going to be waiting on me."
Oh, dear child. Bring baby James. Bring him into the kitchen.
Why would God want you to have a white baby? Wouldn't it make more sense for God to give you a color baby?
God, He gives me babies, but He takes them away.
What do you mean He takes them away? Did they die?
Most of them, except for one.
What happened?
That boy came from loving a fool, huh? He was a white boy my mama worked for. I was 14 at the time, himself only 16. He was so nice and handsome. He treated me like a person. Like a real person. You know, not just one of them colored folk. I kept the whole pregnancy a secret. From my mama, my daddy, and even him. Whenever I worked up enough courage to go see him, his mama said that he went off to military school and that he'd never be back. Next thing I knew, I was dragged out by my hair, and I was beaten, and my daddy he wouldn't stop hitting me. And my baby, he was taken away from me.
I'm sorry, Miss Eula.
The next morning, we all had breakfast. Eggs and grits made from Miss Eula's iron skillet. After breakfast, I helped her clean up. I examined her. She didn't look like she had a screw loose in her mind. But that bruise, just above her elbow, I could tell Wallace wasn't a very nice man.
Thank you so much for taking care of me, but I really best be going.
I walked out that front door, and I sat in that passenger seat of that truck. And to keep myself from peeing my pants, I counted my breaths.
1, 2.
Girl, what you think you're doing? Get out of my truck.
Miss Eula said that you would take me to Nashville, or at least Parkway. I just need to get to the highway, and then I can get a ride from there.
Girl, you better be getting out of my truck. He grabbed me out of that truck, and he shook me, and then he grabbed me by the hair, and he pulled me back towards the house. Miss Eula was behind us, begging and pleading. Wallace, please don't do this. She's just a white girl. Ain't nobody gonna pay no attention to her. You think that nobody's gonna pay any attention to a white girl? Do you think that they ask a color if a white girl is lying? He took me to that back room. He wrapped his hands around my throat. And he squeezed. I tried yelling and screaming and kicking, but nothing would come out. All of his weight was pressed up against me, Then I saw Miss Eula come behind. And then I heard a loud crash. She ran out of the room, grabbed some towels, and she pressed it to the dent inside his head. The lamplight showed a pool of blood in the iron skillet. After we were sure he was good and dead, Miss Eula had me take baby James out to the kitchen so she could examine my neck. She just cried and cried. And then she took baby James. She stared at him for the longest time. She thought that if staring at him would make everything in the world go away. You know, almost being killed changed something about me. I didn't know what it was, but deep down inside, something changed. The next morning, we had a big breakfast. And then we headed for Nashville.